The Indian Resource Council would not exist if it wasn't for Joe Dion. He saw an industry that was booming all over the place in Alberta in our traditional territories, and he wanted to ensure that the First Nations were part of it and that we were adequate, and not only in understanding the industry itself, but starting to build capacity, and more importantly, being involved in the financial aspect and benefits of the natural resources in our territory.
I've known Joe for a long time from my previous life when I was an educator, and Joe was the chairman of the board at the time. So I worked with him for over 10 years. And then both of us moved on. Joe went to BC and I moved back to Edmonton. And then Joe came one time to me and he said, my interest has changed a little bit. I'm now into the oil and gas business, and I have started this organization called Indian Resource Council. And I want some help to train young people so they can get jobs in the industry, develop some business skills so we can participate as business people. Can you give me a hand? This was in 1991, 92. As they said, the rest is history.
Joe was one of the key people that helped develop the Indian Resource Council. Joe was one of the people who spearheaded. Victor Buffalo and others, as I mentioned, were also involved. And of course, Joe followed through in ensuring that we had a watchdog over the federal government, over the new Indian Oil and Gas Canada, to make sure that they carried out their responsibilities so that the member tribes could get the best return for their oil and natural gas resources. So Joe was quite instrumental in that development.
Back probably about 20 plus years ago, one of the chiefs of Frog Lake had the ideology to hire Joe. And for some time we didn't pay Joe when we first started out Frog Lake Energy Resources. And he brought a lot of knowledge, contacts, and the ability to bring people together and to have that vision and to go and to try and reach for something huge. It paints a beautiful picture for all of us leaders that are trying in this world. I just imagine when they first started in the 70s and the 80s, and to where they are today. And they're all respectful men and ladies, former chiefs, the ones that passed, and the ones that had a hand in IRC. We honor them here today.